The finalists are George Overson.
I have two types of cancer. One's called Ferguson-Smith syndrome, which is hereditary, which my father had. Tumours grow and they dissolve and they destroy the flesh and leave scarring. In 2008 I was then diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma. It was invasive and it was perineural and it was travelling down my neck and up into my brain. And then they had to operate and take, as you can see, part of my nose and everything away. I don't look normal and I'm always going to look like this, and my face will get gradually worse with the cancer. I still get upset, don't get me wrong, I'm still a human being. I cry and I bleed and I get upset sometimes, how I feel and how I look. But on the positive side, I'm not going to let it defeat me, I'm still going to carry on.
Ben Tansley.
It was a motorbike accident. I got knocked off, me and my son, on the way home. I was coming into a corner, somebody hit me from behind and knocked me off. Woke up 2 days later and my life is completely different. I didn't really get the news I was never going to walk again until about 4 weeks in. I've been flat on my back for 4 weeks, and the surgeon had actually been on holiday. So when she came home, she sort of came to see how I was, and I said, "What's the future looking like?" And she said, "Yeah, you're probably never going to walk again." And I've tried not to change my life in theory. I mean, everything has changed. It's been flipped upside down, and everything's a little bit harder. But I've tried to still continue in the way I am.
Laura Etherington.
My mother-in-law was diagnosed just after my husband went to Afghanistan, and she was only given months. So because he was away, I stepped in and did what he would have done while he was here. And then after she left, my dad was then diagnosed, and then he left, and then there was nothing for a couple of years, and then my husband was diagnosed, and he put up one hell of a fight for 2 years, but in the end he couldn't fight anymore. And then my mum was diagnosed with a brain tumour and was gone 3 months later. You just do what you need to do for the people you love. And you just need to be there for them through thick and thin. That's all it is, really.
Last year, my youngest son, his school choir were singing at the O2. They needed the money for the coach. So I said to my son, "That's all right, I'll go do a sponsored walk for you." Within like 3 or 4 days, we raised the money for him. So I'd done the sponsored walk. I'm one of them people, if I could help somebody and it give you, like you say, that old saying, that you give them your last pound out of your pocket, well, so be it, you know what I mean? It's just life, isn't it? It makes me feel good knowing I've helped somebody. I don't do it because I have to do it, I do it because I want to do it.
If you accept you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life, you've just got to now hope for the best, and everything else is a bonus. I've tried to still continue in the way I am, mainly to show the kids like you can still, life goes on. It's my main role is to try just, the kids have learned more about life in the last 6 months than I could have ever taught them, so that's been my main thing. I don't try to change too much.
Everybody would like to win something, but I don't think I'm any more worthy than anybody else.
Well, like I say, I don't think in my eyes I'm a hero. I'm just an ordinary man who has an illness and a few problems.
I don't know who else has been nominated or anything, but if I'd rather one of those win it than me, and I don't mean that in a selfish way, but I'm just being myself, so I don't find myself any different than I ever was.